short sleep. I've been on the road for a little while, and I don't know if it's overscheduling or what, but I don't seem to be able to make sleep a priority. Last year around this time, I made a joint blog post with Dr. Reagan Patrick about finding balance as an entrepreneur. And I find one area that I definitely lack in my life is sleep. I know a lot of professionals and a lot of entrepreneurs sacrifice that hours of the day to just get ahead, but it just doesn't really feel like I'm able to ever catch up. I don't know if anyone else has that feeling. I can feel the emotional and physical short-term effect of sleep. I'm a lot less patient. I'm always looking for coffee, but I wonder what the long-term effects are having on my body. I think what I'm going to do is go visit Dr. Patrick in Boston to see what the research says about what kind of effects it's having on my body, and hopefully that will scare me into making it a priority.
My name is Reagan Patrick. I'm a research psychologist in the departments of neuropsychology and geriatric psychiatry at McLean Hospital, and a clinical fellow in psychology at Harvard Medical School. Not getting enough sleep or sleep restriction can have a number of different effects on people, and a lot of these we can all relate to, even from just one poor night's sleep. From a cognitive standpoint, or your mental skills, your thinking skills, a poor night's sleep can result in difficulty sustaining your attention over time, having more attentional lapses when you're trying to focus and concentrate in the moment. And it can also affect your memory. It'll be harder to remember things in the moment and to recall things later on down the line. And also in terms of mood, you can be more irritable, feel a bit more depressed. It can feel harder to initiate activities and get motivated for activities. And again, these are all things that I think we've experienced, and they do occur from even one bad sleep. So chronically poor sleep, especially during adulthood, increases your risk of cognitive decline in the future, including potentially Alzheimer's disease. But one of the things that entrepreneurs or business owners often lack is a clear 9-to-5 schedule that a lot of other workers have. And having that kind of schedule is beneficial for sleep hygiene because it allows you to establish a routine. So for entrepreneurs, you want to try to build that routine in yourself. We all cherish being able to sleep in on weekends, but that may actually work against you when trying to establish a normal sleep routine. Ideally, you would go to bed at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every day. Sleep hygiene is a term used to describe good sleep habits, and there are a number of different behavioral and environmental strategies that you can use to improve sleep hygiene. So one important aspect of sleep hygiene is to try to avoid having things like caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, or strenuous exercise within 4 hours of bedtime, because while those things may help you fall asleep, they can disrupt your sleep rhythms throughout the night. Another important aspect of sleep hygiene is to trust your body. If you feel sleepy at night, try not to fight it if you can. Go to sleep. The last sleep tip that I want to highlight is to optimize your sleep environment. So try to make it as dark as possible. Try to make it as quiet as possible. And make sure the temperature is comfortable. Usually room temperature plus or minus a couple of degrees. That's a really good question that's relevant for a lot of jobs, like nursing, for example. Ideally, the company that you work for will set up these kinds of rotating shifts in a way that follows the natural day-night schedule. So for example, starting with a morning shift, then transitioning to a day shift, and then an evening shift, and a night shift, and so on. Another strategy is to address these shift changes like you would jet lag, meaning 3 or 4 days before you have a shift change, you start to adjust your sleep schedule so that it moves a little bit closer to what your sleep schedule will be when the shift change happens.
It's been about 6 weeks now since I traveled to Boston to visit Dr. Patrick. The trip was a glowing success. It scared or inspired me, whatever you want to call it, into making sleep a priority in my own life. Right away, I noticed a positive change in my mood and my memory, but it also had an unintended consequence of making me a better project manager. I no longer allow myself to pull all-nighters, so I'm forced to focus on timelines and schedules. I hope you found these tips helpful and are able to implement them in your own life. For more information on sleep hygiene, I've included a link to a resource that Dr. Patrick's provided in the comments section of this video. On behalf of myself and Succession Matching, I'd like to thank Dr. Patrick for taking the time to make the video with us, and we hope that you find it helpful.